Hey guys, sorry I sound a little bad, but here's the first part of our story. Chapter 1. Oh boy, Charles patted. I'm so full, Charles patted his belly. I can't really eat. Really? Aunt Abigail asked. So you wouldn't mind having any chocolate cream pie? Wow, Charles said. Maybe just a tiny piece. He looked down at the tiny little puppy lying near his feet. Charles did want dessert, but he also really wanted to play with Buddy, who had been waiting so patiently around Thanksgiving dinner. Mom said, and maybe some apple pie and some blueberry crumble as well. Yep, Charles said, I still have my dessert stomach. Mick, that's what the Petersons called it, and you were too full for real food. Room. Dessert. Charles never said no to dessert, no matter how full he was. And Aunt Abigail's desserts were the best. She once worked as a pastry chef for a fancy hotel up in New York City, so nobody really knew what she had been doing. Now she and Uncle Stephen lived out in the country. 6 months ago, they had given up their busy city lives to move to this old farm at the end of a long country road. Now they had busy country lives. Aunt Abigail was working in her old-fashioned farmhouse kitchen, baking cakes and pies that she sold at the town's general store, and Uncle Stephen worked on the computer stuff upstairs. Doing the same business stuff. Charles wasn't exactly sure it was he had done in the city. Only with a better view, Uncle Stephen always said. The Petersons had visited the farm before, but this was their first Thanksgiving dinner. Mom, Dad, Lizzie, Charles' older sister, and the Bean, his younger brother, had all piled up into the van. Dad's red pickup didn't have enough room for all of them, along with their puppy Buddy. They had driven for what they felt like was a whole day, and then they let Buddy out for a little play and pee-pee time. The drive was boring. How many hours could you stand to play license plate bingo? But Charles thought it was worth it to only see his cousin. Or at least it was worth it to see Becky, the one who was the same age as Charles. They were both in second grade. Becky was cool and was a really brave little girl. She would climb the highest tree in the yard, swim the coldest stream, or ride her bike down the steepest hill. Becky loved mysteries and pretended to be a detective. She loved her new home in the country. On the other hand, Stephanie, her older sister, was kind of a pain. She was in 5th grade and knew everything, just like Lizzie. See, Charles thought, maybe all older sisters are alike. Yep, she hated living on the farm. Steph never stopped talking about how boring the country was and how she missed the high-speed internet, fun stores, and good Chinese restaurants. If there was anything boring, Charles thought it was having to hear how great New York City was, how Macy's had the biggest department store, and how the Knicks were the best basketball team. Blah 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 blah. But Lizzie didn't mean to mind Stephanie. Charles thought that it was because since she and Stephanie were both bossy, know-it-all peas in a pod, plus they both loved horses and could go on forever about riding, saddles, and grooming. On the drawing board, their mom said to be nice to Stephanie because she was having a hard time with the move. It was true. Steph would have been more fun back when the Petersons would visit their cousins in New York. She even helped them give autographs from some of the Yankees when they all went to a ball game together. Still, Charles would rather hang out with Becky. They would have a blast playing with Buddy. Becky could not get over how lucky Charles was to have his own puppy. Charles couldn't get over it either, but sometimes it was still hard to believe that Buddy was theirs to keep. The Petersons had fostered lots of puppies, giving them a safe home until they each found a forever home for each one. But no matter how much Lizzie, Charles, and the Bean had begged, they had never been allowed to keep a puppy themselves. That is, until Buddy came along. The Petersons had taken care of Buddy and his two sisters when they were just tiny puppies, and the family had fallen in love with him. Buddy was the run of the litter, smaller and more timid than his sisters, and he needed extra care to grow up. Buddy was mostly tan with chocolate brown markings on his face and a white heart on his chest. He was the sweetest, smartest, funniest little puppy ever. Charles never got tired of playing with him, holding him, and even watching him like Buddy did regular puppy things like eating his breakfast or chewing on a puppy toy. As soon as dinner was ready over, Charles and Becky asked to be excused. "We'll take Buddy for a walk," offered Charles. The puppy jumped as soon as he heard that word. His tail wagged so hard that his whole body wiggled. Hold on, Charles laughed as Buddy licked his face. While he tried to clip on the squirmy pup's leash outside, Buddy pulled Charles this way and that way as he ran to sniff all the new, exciting country smells. It was already almost dark, and the air was so cold and clear. "Let's pretend Buddy's a pirate and Daddy's leading us to where his treasure is buried," said Becky. "Because we captured his ship," Charles added, getting into the game, "and now he has to show us the hiding place, or we'll make him lock the plank." Buddy made a pretty silly pirate. He kept sniffing every bush and every fence post he came across. His leash was getting all tangled up as he darted here and there through the yard. "Wait up!" Charles said as Buddy circled back towards the house. "Look! It's another pirate ship!" Becky said, pointing to a car that was coming up to the long dirt road that led to the farm. Its headlights lit up as the house as it drew closer. It pulled up right near where Charles and Becky were standing, near the front door. The car stopped, and a lady got out. She was holding a bundle in her arms, a bundle that wriggled and moved. It was something wrapped in a blanket. Charles couldn't figure out what it might be. The lady started talking fast. "Oh, sorry to drop in flash off in such a hurry, but we're in a terrible rush," she said, her words tumbling over one another. "Murray's father took sick, so we're leaving much sooner than we thought. It'll be all night as long as it is. We have to have all his shots and everything. And I came by to tell you oops, oh dear, I forgot his collar. Oh well, anyways, I'm sure he'll appreciate the big help to you. And if you got a good place in to stay in, Dad, let's go already!" the man's voice said inside the car. Okay. The woman gave the bundle in her arms a big kiss. "We'll miss you, Flash," she said. She gently put it down the car and hopped back in the car. "He's a little shy. Just give him time and you'll see how sweet he is," was the last thing the woman called out before she turned her car into driveway. At the moment later, the car was now on its way back driveway, leaving Charles and Becky staring at each other. They're in at the bundle. Buddy strained at his leash, trying to get a sniff of whatever it was. What on earth was that all about? Charles asked. I have no idea, said Becky. She stepped forward and curiously unfolded the blanket. Charles said. There, looking up at him, was the cutest little black and white puppy he had ever seen.